I chose UNT because there was a billboard in downtown Houston from where I'm from, and I asked my teacher, Mrs. Green, if I should look at it. It was the only school I applied for. I got accepted, early acceptance, before anyone else at my high school had even applied for schools, and came to see the campus, fell in love, moved into Bruce Hall, and the rest is kind of history at that point. I actually have two careers. So my main passion career is my photography business. Right now that attributes about 20% of my overall income. But the other side of my career is a very successful marketing career that I have because I have an M.B.A. from UNT's Toulouse School of Business. So that is a double whammy on my side of things. I decided that I needed a background to my photography work. To run a successful business, you need to know how to run a business. So I went back to school after getting my B.F.A. and finished with an M.B.A. with a concentration in marketing. Started working in the corporate world and running my business on the side on top of that. So a little bit of a busy bee, but I like it that way. Like many art students, I had an art teacher who was just a very big influence in my life. She saw me struggling with some personal things when I was in high school and handed me a camera, told me to bring something back over Thanksgiving break. And with the photo I took of a red wagon at my grandmother's house, I won a Key Award, which catapulted me into getting a scholarship to a summer program and just really kind of made me fall in love with photography. I actually didn't get into the photo program my first try. UNT's photo program is exclusive in the fact that they only accept about 50 people a year. And you have to go through a very rigorous process of passing an academic test about photography, knowing history, film, how cameras work. And on top of that, you have to submit a portfolio for review. And that's a subjective side of art, is that you have to prove that you're making work that is important, sometimes research-based, sometimes making a statement, but overall you understand all of photography. And unfortunately, my first round, I got within the first 10th percentile of the test, but my portfolio just wasn't there. So thankfully, I had a great support system and a mentor, Dorna Doherty, who runs the program. She's an incredible human being. I hope if you come to UNT, you get to go meet her. She's incredible. But she sat me down and said, you know, if you really want this, then you need to try again. We want you here. We just want to see more. And so the following semester I got in and was awesome, loved it so much. I think that I learned how to fail for the first time in my life. So it was being able to fail with grace and not letting it keep you off balance. My undergraduate courses, I took a gazillion different kinds of things. I think it prepared me for understanding what I actually liked about working and having a job. I took a lot of internships at the behest of my mentor. She told me, you know, give it a couple of shots. I worked in galleries, I worked for nonprofits, I worked for photographers, and just kind of finding the right vein for what I wanted. Taking a lot of variety of courses really helps you understand what you want to do and where your strengths are. The Pell Grant, for sure, that was a huge help in my family. We, at the time, did not have a whole lot of income from a single mother family with two younger sisters, so applying for FAFSA for the first time and being a first-generation college student, grants and scholarship programs were big importance in my life. I think I applied for over 100 different scholarships just trying to get anything that I could have, and UNT was super helpful in that resource. Photography in of itself is capturing and documenting moments. Make sure your work is telling a story. It doesn't have to be a sob story. Things can be very happy, things can be very sad. It's all about putting in the effort behind what you're doing on top of making sure it's technically good.